2025 is going to be the year that you finally break through on Spotify. Whether you are fresh as a brand new artist or making a comeback after some time away from releasing consistently, this roadmap is designed to get you traction and jump from 0 to 30,000 streams per track. And this isn't just another hack or a shortcut. This is a strategy, a complete game plan to go from unknown to unstoppable, creating a buzz with every single release that you do. And so I want to walk you through the exact same steps that I use for my coaching clients inside the 100K Hitmaker community. And we're going to do the exact steps it takes to launch an artist from zero, through a perfect release schedule, through playlist tactics, leveraging collabs and features to open doors that you didn't know existed. This is your year, man. And I can't wait to see you grow a loyal fan base and get your music heard like never before. But if you're wondering, who is this guy? I'm Ayaz, a social media strategist and a music marketing coach. And I've worked with major label artists, independent managers, and hundreds of grassroots artists to grow from 0 to tens of thousands of streams through proven social media storytelling strategies. And today I'm excited to just give you the blueprint that I teach inside my community, the building your streaming numbers, even if you're starting from scratch. This is going to be a 4-part plan to get your music heard on Spotify. And so number 1, I want to tell you about my 6-week song release strategy. We're not just dropping a song and hitting and hoping for the best. This is going to be a consistent, planned strategy. And so what that timeline looks like is 2 weeks to film content of preparation that doesn't even count as the start of the 6 weeks. 2 weeks to plan all the ideas, cherry pick which content you're going to create, scout the locations, write the headlines, film the content, edit the content, and get it in a Dropbox or a Google Drive folder ready. Then your 6 weeks begin. Break it in half. 3 weeks pre-marketing leading up to the release date. This includes all the teasing, the countdowns, and building up the hype. Then you have your release day. And after that, you spend 3 more weeks post-marketing to drive traffic to Spotify, keeping the momentum going. That gives you a solid 6-week release strategy with 2 weeks of prep, which is a 2-month period. And so if you're going to play that out, that basically looks at 6 songs in a year, 6 big singles. But underneath those, you can do so much more as well. And that's already going to be a steady growth trajectory that keeps listeners engaged and coming back. So let's say that January you drop a song and it gets 10,000 plays. Then in March you drop a song, April's going to be released, May you drop a link, and then July, and then in September, and then November. And so you're going to have 6 releases in a year. And imagine if each song did 10,000 streams. But as you release new music, your old music is going to get some pickup too. And we're going to talk about that in a second. And so here's a Spotify-specific tactic that you can do to multiply your streams. You add everything into a playlist. So that instead of marketing the single, you actually market the same playlist. When you drop song 2, you basically add it into a playlist with song 1. And so they appear all together. And then when you drop song 3, song 1 and song 2 are underneath. So what happens on Spotify is when someone is listening to the playlist, it will autoplay all your old songs too. And this keeps listeners engaged for a long period of time across your entire catalog. And so it runs up streams on all your songs, not just your newest song. It's a game changer because this begins to stack your monthly streams. 10K, 14K, 18K, 22K, 36K, and so on and so forth. And every new release begins to compound on the last release. And so 6 songs a year might not feel like much, but that's where you add in step number 3, which is features and remixes. Because my prediction for 2025 is that solo music isn't going to be enough to grow. You're going to need to collaborate with other artists for features and remixes to reach new audiences. And think about it. When you tag someone on Spotify as a collab or a remix, it shows up in both your libraries. And that means it shows up to your followers and theirs. And so this way, you're not just limited to your Instagram followers and your TikTok followers and your Spotify followers. you're opening up your music to an entirely new fan base. So when you can take someone else's single and agree to become an official remix on theirs, or agree to do a collab single with them or a collab EP with them, it helps both of you without spending a penny on paid ads. And what I love about the system is if you time it right, the months where you are not releasing music and you're building up hype or you're finished driving traffic, that's the perfect time for one of these remixes or these features. And you don't need to do a full 6-week campaign around it. You can shrink it down to just a 1, a 2, or maybe even a 3-week campaign around these kind of mini songs. And so the last step is literally creating repeatable systems for every song release. So when you dive into the content, you really need a system that you can do on autopilot. So it's not just a one-time post and you have to find a whole new idea for a future song. You have a system of content ideas you use for every single release. And so, for example, one of my favorites is which verse is your favorite? And you do verse 1 or verse 2. But if you are the featuring artist, you only have one verse. You can do the first half of verse or the second half of the verse. And this type of interactive content is just so easy to plan. It works across different platforms. It can be adapted for your originals and your remixes and your kind of collabs. You can do their verse or your verse, their chorus or your chorus. And it just saves you time, man. It reduces your stress. It keeps fans engaged with every single release. And so if you want strategies like these, I teach them every week inside my coaching community, the 100K Hitmaker program. And I help dozens of artists every single Monday night with whatever music they're releasing. I build their plans as a group. And we deep dive into every single member. Every single person asks questions. And it's a safe space to work with me and the rest of the group. So if you want to get involved, the best way is to shoot me a DM with the word Hitmaker, and I will reach out to you and tell you how the program works. I take people on for 3 months at a time, and then they can choose to graduate or lock in for another space within the program. I limit seats to 30 people, and so sometimes the doors are closed and no one can join until someone decides to leave. And so you need to lock in your space and then hold on to it real tight. That is the 2025 blueprint, man. A consistent release schedule, smart playlist tactics, collabs and remixes to expand your audience, and a content system that keeps fans engaged. If you follow this plan, I can almost guarantee you'll be at 30,000 streams per track in no time, and maybe even more. If you want to find the exact system, how to get from 0 to 30,000 streams, I want you to watch this playlist next with a bunch of videos that's going to help you build your own strategy.